What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Shock and Awe Toy Reviews. Two idiots, one camera, and a review. I'm Wilson.
I'm Berg.
And what fantastic adult collectible do we have today, Berg?
Today we're reviewing the wonderful Neca toy, Predator Series 14, which I believe is AVP Series 1 or Alien vs. Predator Series 1. And we're going to be reviewing my favorite character from the movie, the Scar Predator.
That's the box that we don't care about.
The box. And boom, here he is. He's really, really awesome.
He looks fantastic. He really is like, visually striking.
If you saw Alien vs. Predator, this is the main guy who lives through the end until he dies when he gives birth to the Predalien.
Spoilers for a movie that came out 10 years ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was fun. So anyway, this is the awesome toy.
Yeah. He looks... Although he looks thinner than... They all look like football players in the movie. He looks thinner.
They do. They specifically made the toys different.
Yeah.
Just so they'd fit more in line with the other Predator waves they've done. Because the Predators in the movie were designed to look bigger and different,
right.
More like wrestlers.
Yeah.
NECA went, we want these to be somewhat in scale with our other Predator lines, so they gave them some, less weight gain and more healthy diets.
They made a good choice. It looks better.
And as with almost every NECA product in the last 5, 6, 7 years, he's got a phenomenal sculpt job, fantastic paint apps.
Yeah.
And literally, this is the third or fourth version of this character I own. And he has every detail that I've ever seen and you could never see in any of the movies.
Yeah, there's so many fine details on this thing. Like, even when you open his little wristband arm thing here, they've sculpted in like the Predator language and stuff here, and it's just, that's crazy. Like, even the little tiny buttons right there,
yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's really cool.
There is not an inch of him that doesn't have some type of detail or weathering. His armor has all kinds of nooks and crannies. His skin is all alien and reptile. His leather pants have leather folds and stuff, and then painted up amazingly. Super, super love the paint job and sculpt on this guy. Let's go through some articulation. He has the semi-standard Predator articulation, or the at least standard Neca Predator. He's got a ball-jointed head that is totally restricted by his dreadlocks, but you can still get some decent poses out of him. He's got ball-jointed shoulders, double-jointed elbows. He's got ball-jointed wrists on both sides. He's got a different joint for Predators. He actually has a chest joint. Most Predators just have a waist joint. I believe he has both. Mine, of course, is stuck at the waist. I can't get it to move. And he does get he would have some pretty decent side to side and back and forth on his joint, but because of the costume, these bits are attached to his belt. They're restricted a little bit. He has ball jointed hips. He has hip swivels. He has the weirdest, awesomest double jointed knees. They're double jointed, but they also rotate inside the knee, so you can do crazy poses.
Are they on like a ball joint?
The top of the knee is on a ball joint inside the leg.
Okay.
Then there's a joint, and then there's another ball joint in the boot. Crazy. So you can get crazy knee articulation. And he's got ball jointed ankles. So he's super, super posable. He's actually more posable than their standard Predators have been, at least the ones I've gotten.
So like from the rest of the line?
Yeah, he's got different, because usually all the Predators, at least as far as my knowledge, up till this point, have used the same basic body and have the same basic articulation. Okay. This guy is the first one to actually have a chest joint that I know of.
Okay.
I might be wrong on that. Please, if someone knows, comment in the bottom just to prove that you're watching this to me. Also, I forgot to mention, we did mention his bomb panel opens up so he can blow us all up. His blaster can slide up and down along this, and it can turn, and it's got 1, 2, 3 joints, so you can get it going pretty much any direction you want to.
Nuts.
So yeah, he's super articulated. I believe the box says, not that we ever look at the boxes for details, plus 17 rating. 30 points of articulation is how they count it. That's Marvel Legends in its heyday. About the only points he's missing, not that I want him on here, are fingers and toes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's great, and if I could ever get my waist joint unstuck. So that sucks. I'm not really happy about that. Yours may not. Mine's probably just stuck. I'll eventually get it loose or break him, because I don't know. You probably know this if you watch NECA Toys reviews or have a NECA toy. They do break a lot. That is an issue that has plagued them ever since they went into the super articulated. They used to do the crappy McFarlane statues. The more articulation, the more breakish issues, and it's usually because they use a softer plastic that when they put the two joints together, they fuse, and then when you move it, it tears. That's a lot of what my joints have done. Not the greatest thing ever.
Let's look at the accessories, because this guy's got tons
of accessories,
tons of junk, and it's really cool.
Yes, and you may notice he has it all on him. He can actually store all his cool stuff. He comes with his Predator Shuriken disc.
That's a big plus for me, is when these toys when they give you a bunch of crap that they can actually keep on them.
So he's got his Predator Murder Death disc, which he can hold in his hand pretty well, and it's the splayed open version.
Can it go on, but if he doesn't want to hold it, can he stick it somewhere on his body though?
No.
Oh, that's...
I mean, you could stick it in one of these straps. That's another thing I should have mentioned. His costume restricts his leg articulation because they're actually attached, but that's neither here nor there at this point. So yeah, he can't store it other than in his hand, but he can at least hold it.
Right.
And he has his twin-bladed dagger that he can hold in his hand and stores in his lovely leg pouch. He doesn't hold it it's a little loose, but it gets the job done. He has his 2 giant Predator blades that are actually just attachable. The other Predators, who all have smaller blades, are movable. It's another point of articulation that he doesn't have, but I like this way better because the other ones always have them sticking out a little bit because they can't retract all the way. Not the end of the world though. He also has his spear, which I just broke. The peg. I didn't break the peg.
The peg came out.
The peg came out. So shock and awe, people. But he has a little clip on the back here that just popped up, so he can hold that not too well because his fingernails are really, really sharp, and to pry it open, they hurt, but he can't actually hold it. I won't show you that because I'm tired of hurting myself. And his backpack detaches so he can have cool Arnold Schwarzenegger or alien battling scene. So yeah, he's got a ton of accessories, and if you really want, before he takes his backpack off, he can take his gun off and have it be separate, so you can we're fair, and they're like, oh, you got your breathing backpack apparatus. You can take it off, still kick the shit out of stupid humans. So yeah, a ton of accessories for a figure of this detail and size and price point. The one accessory that I kind of wish he had is that he doesn't have a mask.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wish he had a mask too. But...
I'm sure there'll be Wave 15 will have a mask version, and I know some Predator toys you can remove the mouth and then put the mask on.
Oh, that's cool.
That would have been a nice touch. It's not that much of a deal breaker for me. I love his mouth sculpt. He's super fun. He's a lot of fun to play with. Some of these weapons are a little fragile, so I would take care with playing with them because.
But they're all interchangeable, correct? Like
yes.
you can put these guys, like you can pop their hands off and you can throw these out to other guys.
If you have the other Alien vs Predator guys,
right? Yeah.
You can pop their hands are all switchable. They can all hold their weapons and stuff. So that is great plus. A lot of that's added fun. Yeah. So you could theoretically customize your own Predator.
My one of my gripes though is like this stuff does not stick in real well. Like, I know, I'm sorry.
Well, that's because he's got all this.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying is it's hard to get in because not only does his hair get in the way, but then like, so you put that in and then sticking this silly thing in back here, and then when you want to move his head around, like, see, that thing just pops right out. It's real easy. His backpack, you want to move his head around, his backpack will pop out too.
But how much is that toy's fault and how much is that the design of the character?
That's a good point. But still, I mean, if I want... I don't know what to tell you. I'm just telling you.
Hey, no,
you make a great point, but I'm just... If I want... I don't know.
What? Do you not want him to have his laser cannon?
I want him to have his laser, but I want him to have his laser cannon that'll not pop off when I move the head.
Well, it didn't pop off.
It did. Oh, it just did.
Well, that's because you still got hair.
Well, I'm just saying it's almost damn near impossible to get that on without having hair in the way. And even when you get it out of the way, the hair's going to knock it off.
The hair will not knock it off. It snaps it really securely.
Okay.
I promise.
Okay. All right. So let's do some size comparison.
So this is, I believe, and hopefully someone will correct me if I'm wrong.
No one's going to correct
me. I know. Can I hope? Whoop. Oh!
Trademark shotgun on it. It didn't hit the ground, so I didn't hit the table. I don't know that it counts.
It's not a tumor. Had to happen at least once in this career. Might happen twice. So this is Predator 2 City Hunter Predator, if I remember correctly. He's like wave 2 or 3, or he's like a 5-year-old figure, so I can't remember exactly one. But as you can see,
wow,
it is a totally different sculpt.
Yeah.
This guy's way taller, and
look at that little dinky laser right there. Wow.
And he has pretty much the same articulation, a little bit less, but yeah. So they look really, really nice together. If you had a bunch of Predators, they look great. They super fun.
Yeah, totally.
And now, just to see what he looks up to, a bigger Marvel Legends, a larger one. Tiger Shark, sporting one of the bigger bodies. I think it's the Hyperion body. I don't remember for sure. They look pretty good, you know, if he was a human fighting that guy. Predator. You've seen the movies, you know how they size comparison. I know you don't believe in that, but, you know.
Sure.
So?
I think the fin's a little out of scale.
Wow. And then...
what really matters right here.
Here's what really matters. This is, I believe, an Aliens Predator... warrior alien. And of course an alien would never be standing up like this. He'd be all cool, but they look great together.
Yeah.
Super good. And just so you know, NECA does give toe joints because the alien has a toe joint.
That's awesome.
So he is just as posable as a Predator. So I highly recommend, if you like this guy, pick up some aliens from the fight because they go great together. And because the movie sucked, but cowboy toys are awesome, and this is a great figure. This is the, I can't even remember, Arnie Hammer.
I don't even know. What is this?
Arnie Hammer, Lone Ranger, or Tonto and Lone Ranger movie, whatever that piece of crap was.
I don't know.
With Johnny Depp as Tonto.
Lone Ranger?
Yeah.
That's the Lone Ranger. You bought a Lone Ranger toy.
Yeah, because this guy is awesome. And he is a normal human, and he looks pretty good. I would love to see a Western with Predators. That'd be awesome. And you cannot give me any Mister, I bought this toy because I don't like Blue Beetle, but this is my favorite crappy Blue Beetle. Yeah, but they look good together.
Fair enough.
Laugh it up, fuzzball. And then this is a more normal human-sized Marvel Legend, so he towers over them. They don't look too good together.
No.
He looks really short, but there you have it. And because we love fun here at Shock and Awe, well, one of us does. Here he is next to Build-A-Figure Ultron. Looks pretty good, but you can just see how much better NECA toys are next to a Hasbro figure, because he has more paint apps in his mouth than this entire figure has. Like, it's ridiculous. And he has better articulation, more solid plastic than this hunk of crap.
Yeah, one of them breaks.
Bring
them out. You know, this is what we've all been waiting for.
This is what you've all been waiting for. Get to the top. It's Dutch. And they look awesome together. I highly recommend this guy or any of the Dutch action figures. They look great. These guys are totally going to be a big fight at my house.
Is that NECA too?
It is NECA.
Okay. Final thoughts, sir. What's your bottom line on this guy?
My bottom line is great sculpt, great paint, super awesome articulation, except for my waist, which is stuck, and the chest, which is restricted by his design of his costume, and the hips restricted from his costume as well. He's got a ton of awesome accessories. I'm gonna give him 3.5 hammers because he's fun to play with, but this thing, it feels like it's fragile and I'm afraid it's gonna break. And I know if he falls, this is gonna snap. And like Wilson shot this at me earlier, it shouldn't be that easy to fling off. And yeah, it didn't just drop off; it launched.
Yeah.
We got it on tape. So yeah, I'm gonna go 3.5 hammers. Totally recommend him if you like Predators.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that we are in agreement. I would actually giving it 3.5 hammers as well.
Wow.
Yeah, because I think he visually is amazing. Like, he just looks so cool. And all the little details, like when I found out, I flipped out just when I was like, oh my God, did you know this opened? And did you know this thing slid back and forth? It's like, yeah, of course I did. And I was like, well, I didn't know toys could do that. But he does have his problems that bother me. Like, I want a head that can move without knocking stuff off. Just those kind of little things just bother me because it just takes some of the enjoyment away when I'm already posing toys. So when I'm moving a head around, it just takes me even more time when it pokes my buddy's eye out with a spear, or knocks the backpack off. And yeah, like the breakage stuff, that's a problem. I don't want to have to worry about toys breaking, and if they're constantly breaking, yeah, that's not a good
See our
thing.
Blue Beetle review.
Yeah, we'll put a link up to that. So yeah, but his accessories are awesome, and the fact that you can mix and match and make your own thing, that's really cool. But yeah, the fun factor is just a little bit lost on him because he's not a toy; he's an adult collectible, 17 plus. Hope you enjoyed that episode. Let us know what you think. Like, subscribe, comment if you feel like it. Thanks for watching. We enjoy everybody that subscribes and watches and everything.
You can follow Wilson at Scabs on Twitter.
And you can follow Berg at Raggy Foe Smasher. And until then,
have a shocking all night.
Sure. Can you do the Predator voice?
Want some candy?